Hello? Is this working? Are we here? Are we here? Are we streaming? I think we're streaming. Let's just play some of my music because it's not copyrighted. This is very much inspired by Strapping Young Lad. But also kind of, I think like I was gonna say grunge, but anything that's in like, yeah, like drop D, but it kind of reminds me of like Anthrax, so like worship music kind of era, and I guess For All Kings, but like and maybe that's more open C or like lower or something, but I love drop D but down a half step, so Alice in Chains but drop D. It's like my favorite tuning. It's not one that I use, like it's kind of my default. Well, no, like if I'm bored, I always go back to it and then I find something new, and like I can go on a tangent all day about this. This album, Critically Wired, holy fucking shit. It was a whole timeline of just crazy stuff going on. Yeah. How do you like the ring light? Is this cool? How does that look compared to... What's the next song? I can't remember. Fuck. Versus this. Is that better? I think this is cool. I like the song Fuck Shit All. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Like, I mean, I want to talk about my discography. And again, the whole reason that I'm doing this is also because I'm trying to get over worrying about talking about my stuff. In the sense of, like, I feel silly being like, oh, how many songs do I have now? At least in my library of the songs that I enjoy mostly, because there's a lot of songs that I'm like, oh, what the hell was that? In my library, there's 40 albums, and that could be maybe a song or something. So let's say there's 34. Even then, that would mean there's 450 songs, 449, whatever. That's in my library. That means I have more than that, because I don't have all of them in my library. And I'm not trying to be, like, obnoxious and be like, hey, check out me with all my bullshit that I've done. It's like, this is just my thing that I do, seemingly since the start of, like, 2021, relatively speaking. I found that doing music has really helped me with learning emotional stuff. Is this even live? Okay, we are live. How do you like the backdrop? Is it pretty cool? It might look familiar from Recreational Outrage 1, which we have, and yes, the stream is working. Heck yes. Let's hide the window there. Let's hide OBS too, because I do not need to see you. Me, I mean. Let's hide you back there. Hide. I don't want to cancel the stream. Let's turn off this ring light. It looks cool, but FaceTime edge light. Yeah, I can see better myself. What's on my screen, rather. Okay. What are we looking at here? So, I'm gonna go to my Bandcamp actually. I like that for looking at my discography, to be honest. airBnaodn.bandcamp.com. McStein and Miniman would like to say thank you for pre-ordering too our new album, McSteinandMiniman.bandcamp.com. Just a little plug there. The FitnessGram Pacer Test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pacer test. Thought you should know, okay? Yeah. I really don't know how... Sequentially, this would take hours and I'd get bored, so I don't know. I really love Hector the Organ Donor, even though it didn't go on to so many bad decisions. It's just a vibe, you know? That's like my Primus jazzy Thank You Scientists era, because that's when I found them. Probably doesn't even sound like them, but like Thank You Scientists, but I was just listening to them like so fucking much. But then also Strapping, I literally found that like probably a month before that at maximum. It was somewhere in the middle of those sessions. So like summer of 2023. 2023 is like my epoch. I don't know how you say it. Epoch. EPOCH. I feel like that's when me started. I. Basically with I want to say with catastrophic failure as a human being, but interesting. After having said these things out loud, and there's always a common thread of this shame or self-loathing, or like it's the projection of like you and then putting your own spin of describing you, but through the way that people describe you. What the fuck? Do you guys want to listen to some ASMR? I've always wanted to make an ASMR channel. Should I do ASMR? Like, actually, though, I kind of want to have an ASMR thing, but I'm still at home, and that would be silly. I mean, I could do it, but I would just be all self-conscious. Like, I'm at home alone right now. Well, the dog's here, too. But, I'm at home alone now, and that's not usually the case. Yeah. So, I can be obnoxious all I want for tonight, I guess. What am I talking about? So the whole idea of, I've probably written about this already. Cliff's Notes. Can I ever do Cliff's Notes? Probably not. Okasaurus Tex. Just in quotes, just Okasaurus Tex. Just, you know. Watch, this isn't even like working. Let's play some of this video and see if it works. I really want to make sure it's working, because if it doesn't, well. So, I can be obnoxious all I want for tonight, I guess. What am I talking about? That looks successful to me. Cool. What's the goal of this artistic venture of mine? Don't describe myself as a person, as an artist. I'm not like, I'm an artist, I'm a this, I'm a that. Like, I always struggle with being a kind of person, whatever the thing I'm describing is. This has been therapeutic to me in finding a way to express myself in ways that I didn't feel comfortable before or didn't know how to. And because there's this vacuous void that's called the internet, I guess. And because I'm not good at promoting myself, or because my stuff is so fucking obscure that nobody wants to click on it, they're like, what the fuck is this guy's deal? Which, it's a little deeper in the thing I'm about to mention, but in Recreational Outrage Volume 3, I mentioned that, where it's like, oh, like, why are you so fucking weird? Why do, like, okay, another tangent. The goal of making an album that has, like, a bunch of insecurities on it and just seeing them as that rather than me, or seeing it as, like, me describing myself, like, no, it's just the thing, the insecurity, that idea, the, like, emphasis of that thing being that. I want to have an album of just that, with, like, out needing to describe me or be about my trip, or as, yeah. And I think that's what, so much of the thing thus far, okay. Without talking about the projects themselves, let's talk about the progression. Early on, it's always been intrigued by, and I'm looking at the bottom of my discography, Made in America. It's just been about the fun idea of things. It's always been that. Like, the reasons that I do the things that I do are because they're interesting to me, or because I want to learn about how they work, or I want to try it, or it's like, oh, how do people make albums? Like, I see that there's this CD and there's like words on it, and like they wrote all this, and like I literally thought writing was like writing. I was like, when people say, again, I don't know. I don't know if I have autism or ADHD or what. I don't know. I take everything literally, and I didn't know that I was not. I didn't know that people don't do that. And there's so many other. Okay, that's another tangent. Okay, case in point, I took things literally. Okay, and like going back to like, oh, I don't know how people. How do you do that? Like, you make this album. It's like about feelings, which I didn't embody before. So it's like, oh, and then you're writing it. It's like, oh, so you're like writing down guitar. That's weird. So you're just like, oh, I'm gonna make a song. And you're like, okay, I want to have this chord right here. And like, I know it's like music notation. That's different. But I thought that people were literally like writing like, and I was like, how do you write a paragraph and then it become a song? Like again, lyrics. That's different. But I thought like I just didn't understand the literal meaning of writing in my head was like pencil and paper. And I was like, I don't understand what write like. So maybe there's some more abstract meaning to write than to what I had deduced the meaning of the word. That okay, let's go on another. Let's leave that where it's at. Okay. So so I was like, okay, what's this thing about like making albums? I was like, okay, I'll try that. Like, who knows what I'll do? And then like I just started. Okay, now I'm going to Made in America. Um, I knew that GarageBand makes music. I knew that it wasn't like even down to the critical thing. Like at the very fucking beginning, looking back, I couldn't even take ownership for the things that I did make. Like from the beginning, and even on the thing that's still there from when I posted this, which was probably like 2023 that I think I posted my Bandcamp. Or I think I posted 2022 or 2021 to my YouTube, which is when that was publicized because the album had been done since 2016. It was just on my phone and iTunes because I didn't know any different. I took Apple Loops, I made some beats. I had zero knowledge of mixing or what it was at all. I just did the thing like I did, oh, here's how you do noise. Oh, there's this cool sound. I'm going to drag this sound. Oh, I'm going to arrange it so it sounds cool. I didn't know what song form was. I didn't know what this, that, and the other was. I was like, oh, this just sounds cool. So then I just made these things and then exported them as audio files, aka just M4A audio, because for me, a finished album was, oh, I have these audio files with artwork in iTunes that I can play. It goes back to the same thing that I made a fake website with PowerPoint because I wanted to describe, I had a game with friends in the park where we would like run around pretending to be off-road vehicles. Like, oh, I'd be a truck, they'd be a sand rail, and I had this whole thing. I don't think I still have the presentation anymore, which is a bummer. I have like one page of it. That game was called Off-Roaders. That became my username. Um, and then all the other things, and then like, so I'm just harking back to like that. I even tried to convince my friends, and I wasn't doing it like in a nefarious sense. Like I wasn't trying to pull wool over their eyes. It was just like oh, I wonder if this would convince them. Like I showed them when they came over that this PowerPoint presentation, I made it full screen. I was like, hey, look at this website I made. And like you just click on a button, and it was just like a presentation thing. It goes to the next slide or whatever. I basically was designing websites in PowerPoint because long story short, it goes back again. I loved PowerPoint. I think because my mom did a lot of PowerPoint stuff, so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna learn how to do seemingly graphic design because that's what was interesting and that's what it was in at home, and that's what the tools were available to me. So then I was just like, oh, I want to make a website, and I was like, well, I don't know how do you like have a URL and like do these things. So I was like, I don't know, and like here we are now, and like I've done all that. That's way later though. But again, that's like after having learned coding and like learning about like domains and like I'm actively working on smart text editor again. Well, actively is a very slim margin by what I'm saying right now. I've been entertaining the idea for the past like year or two of rehashing it and making it super lightweight and back to the original roots, not this crazy what I feel is bloated app. I mean, there's a lot of code and it's a fucking mess, but that's besides the point, you know? Um, I just want it to be this fun pet project again that it used to be. I'd say since about 20 early 2021 when I started to get like, oh, I'm going to make this app that's like perfect. Again, I wasn't actually trying to make it perfect because that's not even possible, but again, besides the point. Like it became a serious thing rather than a fun iterative thing. Like the last new feature was like a while ago. and it's like so hard to add new features because the code bloat just fucking sucks. So I'm trying to just like learn ways to rehash it, and then I can just have fun. But I'm like, again, maybe that ship has passed, and that's fine. If it doesn't, whatever. Another tangent. Okay. So the idea of having an album for me back then was just because of how I grew up, iTunes and having music in the player and having artwork. That was like the biggest thing. Like even back to like learning resource packs. Um, it was like, dude, how do like images? How does Minecraft load that? Like I remember before doing resource packs, like I never watched videos and I followed YouTube tutorials, but I didn't like follow like there was not really a how-to way. It's a bit better nowadays, and you can probably do it with like AI, like ask it how do you do it or whatever. But I even remember like specifically trying like I'm gonna edit the creeper picture, and then like I saved it as JPEG, and it didn't work, and I was like, oh, that's weird. Why didn't it work? And then it's like, oh, it needs to be PNG. And I was like, oh, what's PNG? And then it's like, oh, it's lossless pixel images. And I was like, oh, interesting. And then it's like, oh, it supports transparency. And I was like, wait, or JPEG doesn't? I think I might have already known that. I think GIF supports. Yes, I say GIF. Fuck off. um, no, don't actually. That was kind of rude. I'm sorry. My apologies. But yeah, just this do-it-yourself kind of learn at any cost attitude. I don't know where that comes from, why I have it, because to everyone else around me, it's like extremely fucking perplexing. But to me, it's like it's a no-brainer because now I can explain the whole stack and why certain things work or don't work. That is like fucking awesome to me. Like I can explain, and again, it's not for the sake of being like, hey, look at me, I'm just like this big guy. It's like, no, because there's no questions anymore. Like there's still curiosity, and there's like the questions of new things or getting into new grounds. The game website reference, Newgrounds? I don't know. Skincraft. I want to make a version of Skincraft that doesn't require Flash. I want to have it in. Okay, it's another tangent. Newgrounds mentioned. Newgrounds 2026. Can you tell that I listen and watch a lot of Devin Townsend? Devin Townsend. Devin Townsend. Devin Townsend. Yeah. All right. So like this, yeah, like so much of what Devin had mentioned, he's like this bullheaded attitude of just like I'm gonna make it whether anyone fucking likes it or not. And like it wasn't specifically whether anyone likes it or not. I mean like because it didn't really matter. Like if someone told me I couldn't or shouldn't do something, I kind of would just want to do it. Like, oh, why would you want to do this thing? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, I'd be like, well, I want to like see if it works or not. And it's like this curiosity thing. Like, I didn't end up I don't think I ever wanted to learn mixing. And it's not that I love mixing now. I remember probably maybe 3 years ago, maybe two years ago. If you ask me the difference between mixing, mastering, producing, engineering, I wouldn't give a flying fucking rat's fucking ass in answer to what that is, the difference between them or anything like that. And the goal was never to learn them either. It just necessitated, like, okay, I recorded this song. It doesn't sound like everyone else's. Noted. Why does it not sound like everyone else's? And it's like, oh, and then you go search it. It's like, oh, it's because mixing or because mastering. It's like, okay, what is mastering? And then it's like, okay, it's this. What happens after the mix? It's like, okay, so I'm gonna have to go learn mixing then. And then it was like, oh, you just like change levels and EQ. And I was like, I had this aversion before to like external, and it's still there. Like I don't like dependencies or needing to rely on things. Again, going back to the literal thing, I didn't like plugins because the word plugin to me thus far I knew from programming, and I didn't like needing to have plugins for say for like a text editor or something. I'm like, well, I'd just rather build it myself rather than having to do this plugin, that plugin. Like the word gave me a negative connotation, so I stayed away from it. And then I was just like trying to, again, well, I ended up learning my headphones because my underlying belief was headphones are better than, well, the first albums I made were on earbuds because I was like, well, I don't know any, like, it wasn't conscious. It was just like, oh, why can't I make music with earbuds? Like, you can see that I made this song and it bounced, and again, I didn't know what the word bounce meant. I exported the song from GarageBand on my phone, and it's in iTunes, so it's not like it didn't work. Like, I'll show you. Look, see, it's done. And even going back, like, so much of these things, and it's not like a negative, like, I didn't know any better, like, oh, you should have known better. Like, I'm finally just now getting over the, like, oh, you should have known better. Like, it's not been that strong, but, like, in the sense of, like, oh, I'm gonna have to go fucking back and remix all my old work because it's all screwed up, and oh, God. Now I'm to the point where it's like, you know what? This entire process has literally been, and again, not the goal, but the best thing that I can do for this entire process that I've been doing for music that I've been making. It's been describing my learning journey, whether I like it or not. And I think that's why I don't omit things anymore, because you can see what works and what doesn't. And again, that's subjective. That's fine. You can even see subjective to me what I feel like works or what doesn't. And then you can even see what did or didn't work for me and then take away for you what does or doesn't work for you. That's beautiful. Why would I want to obscure any of that? Like, if there's a bunch of demos I didn't like, wouldn't it be cool if you could see, here's a list of the songs that he didn't like and didn't put in the album for XYZ reason? Like, that's awesome. Not because it's some like, oh, I'm self-conscious about it and like I don't want to share it because then you'll hear all the bad songs. It's like, again, this is another very hard thing because I faced it with something like Allosaurus. Well, early on there was no audience, so it didn't. Okay, I've gone into this. Allosaurus. How do I describe this? The criticism and negativity and needing to set the bar so high was just unrealistic and not something achievable. So the way that I knew how to get around that was like, well, you know what? I'm going to go another direction with it. How do you, and again, I think I like knew, I was like, okay, the premise is still the same. It's the same ridiculous question. But the question was like, is it just as impossible? Well, like, is it possible to make the worst album ever? And I meant that in an objective way back then. Like, could you make, and again, I know that, again, this is obvious now. Like, as I'm saying it, you can probably be like, oh, it's obvious. Like, but like, making the objective, again, objective could be accurate or not. Like, yeah, there's so many nuances to this. Like, me back then, objective was such a possibility. It was like, okay, could I make the objective worst album ever? And then I tried to go about doing that. Like, I was like, okay, it's going to be really long. I'm going to include every single song. It's just going to go on and on. The songs will make no sense. The song names, I should say. There's no, like, lyrical content. And again, I don't think I had, like, any lyrics back then, or I had any words because I was too nervous, or felt like I was, like, my voice was scared. Like, my mind's eye voice, if you could say that. Like, it wasn't like I was literally scared per se or something. It was just like, it just felt so like there was not an option. Like, and that's what I've been fostering now. I'm so fucking far ahead from where I was then. I'm so fucking proud of everything I've been able to do. Because like being vulnerable was not an option. Like being obscure and abstract, that was very much possible. Like early on, when I did the loops thing, like I mentioned with the first album, like I was experimenting and it was cool and I liked it and it was fun things. But I couldn't let that be something that I said. It had to be, oh, I just tried using GarageBand sample loop. Okay, my first album from back in 2016, I started out using GarageBand's sample loops and just messed around with them until something interesting happened. I mean, that is positive, but that was me very much trying to raise the bar, like, okay, I can't just talk negative about this. It was like describing the album to anyone who might criticize otherwise, I would just describe it as like, I want to make sure the stream is still working. I'm kind of nervous about that. The picture's wrong, but that's fine. Oops. Wrong video here. Where's the live stream? Okay, here we are. And I liked it, and it was fun things. But I couldn't let that be something that I said. It had to be, oh, I just tried using GarageBand sample loop. Okay, my first album from back in 2016. I started out using GarageBand's same. Yeah, okay. Where are we at? I just had to make sure that was working because I was like, dude, if I'm talking this whole time and none of it is, I've done that before with the first live stream I did. So I'm just really trying to make sure that the audio is good on this. I did EQ and OBS and a limiter, and I tried to make sure that the music playing isn't too loud. I did a bunch of test clips, but I have like no space on my computer, so that's stressing me out. I have 14 gigs because I have to move stuff off of my drive. What the heck? Okay, I think we're good. Because I'm just ranting over here. I don't want to be a random, even though I'm random. All right, where are we at? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Should I do the ring light? I'm gonna turn up my brightness just so you can see me a little bit better. Yeah, like I couldn't even let the enjoyment of what I was doing be a thing. And I couldn't let myself say I'm an artist or I'm learning how to use a DAW because that's too forward. That's, oh, I'm learning something. Oh, I'm progressing. You know what I mean? And again, looking back, it's like, that's weird. But that's how it was. So then going forward, it was like, okay, then I'm in a band, and it was like, I didn't feel like I could stand in the band. It was good. That was the only band I've ever been in. 2017. It's almost 10 years ago. Fucking hell. God. Justin, he does YouTube, and he does drum recordings, playthroughs. He's like, I don't know if you'd say he's trying to get like super popular or, but yeah, he's doing good. Nate, he's in a local band here. Devin, not the Devin, but no, he's the Devin. Sorry, don't mean to downplay a Devin. You're a badass. He's not Devin. His name is not Devin Townsend. He is the Devin. Should I open the blinds? It looks pretty cool out there. Get some extra light in here. That's a little better, right? How do we look? I know there's a background, but still. Yeah, it's gonna be a sunset time just about here. I don't know if Devin's still doing. He has some stuff he's posted too, but yeah. And then I've went on my avant-garde experimental journey since after high school, basically. But yeah, we jammed. There was like a name. We became this thing, and then I'm glad that it's super cool because I remember him talking about, he's like, I want to be in a hardcore band. And I didn't know what that was. And we never really covered about it. And there was like definitely flack between us and the band. It was middle school flack. It wasn't like actual, like, they kicked me out of the band. And again, I'm still buds with them. It's not like actual flack or whatever. We only recorded the show that we did. And it was just really fun. Even if it was like not a big thing, like we did one show. I think they might have played a show somewhere else. I don't know if that's taped anywhere. Yes, I say taped, even though I'm 23 in 2026. Fuck. But yeah, so I attempted to remaster that recording a few times. I'm probably gonna have to do it again because my fucking headphone EQ. Again, I didn't know any different. Going back to what the fuck was I talking about? Is this too much? Please tell me, is this fun? Do you like listening to this? Honestly, I was gonna fart and I wanted to put it up to the mic, but that's inappropriate. So, you probably didn't need to know that either. This is live. This is on the internet. All right. Okay. Let's just say that was a Devin Townsend moment. I'm not gonna throw him under the bus. No, I'm not gonna do that. No. Yeah, you say I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, you say. Yeah, you say I'm just making an honest living, right? Yeah, you say. The fuck? 1940s called. They want your voice back. Yeah, 1940s called. You want your voice back, you say? Yeah, you say. Yeah, you say. So then I went okay, so the first two projects, it was with the loops, and I was listening to Excision back then, which I recently just got all the songs that I used to listen to back then from YouTube that my friends showed me. And yeah, that was a good throwback. Like 10 years ago now. Fuck, that's crazy. It honestly doesn't feel like it. And I know people say that, but you just feel the same, and your body's bigger now, and you have agency, or you have the ability for agency. That's where I'm at now. You see? And then septum numero. I honestly don't know what inspired me for that. Like, I mean, I was in my. I listened to The Crystal Method Vegas. I don't know if that's what inspired me, or like the electronic stuff. Like, I don't know where. I never listened to music like that. And I don't even know. I'll have to go back into it. Like, I was making up my own genres. Like, early on, it was electronic because I knew it was electronic. And then, like, septum numero, that was like my first me album per se. Because I was just trying, like, it was experimental sound design, I guess you could say. And, like, I wanted to call it static. I didn't know, like, the pre-selected genres in iTunes. I thought that was a conclusive list. Not literally, but I was like, oh, I don't, how am I going to find out what genre this is? Like, should I look at the camera when I'm talking to you? Does this camera make my butt look big? Yeah! Yo, what the fuck? Um, does this Y2K playlist make me look old? I've been listening to stuff like that, and it's fucking awesome, man. It's thrown me back. Throw it back now, y'all. Want off this? No, that's not even Y2K. I'm just saying that. Spectrum. It was kind of the same thing. That was just because there was a place that was called. It wasn't like the wireless place. It was just some other thing, and I was like, that's a cool word. Who would have thought? Let's look. It's like 2 years from now. Watch. You watch. It's probably gonna be autism or ADHD or some other fucking bullshit or anxiety or I don't fucking know. Even if it's not, I don't know. Well, there's an album called Spectrum, and it's not related to that. Even if that might be at play here, okay? Um, yeah. That was a really cool album. Distant Utopia, I was attempting to start to make another album like those ones, and I just kind of made songs, and then I wasn't interested in it, and I ended up getting into guitar ensemble, which I loved. It was great, but I didn't know how to read sheet music, and I didn't want to, whatever that's about. So I just did not do good at that class. I was kind of just doing stuff on my own, like I'm gonna learn Metallica songs, and I was still in guitar class. I've done lessons. I don't know if I don't know if I ever talked. I did lessons. I think starting in it was either 2014 or 2013. 13 might be a little too early. 2013. Um, but that's when I got my Ibanez. That was my first guitar, the electric Geo. Lefty Ibanez electric G, a lefty electric guitar Ibanez Geo. That's a mouthful there. That's what she said. Okay, I didn't have to say that. Yeah. Okay, so what are we at? And then I made that song with Justin, Raised to Conflict. I wanted to have more sessions with him. He's fucking awesome to jam with, and it's great. I don't know if he struggles with creativity. Again, I'm projecting. He hasn't released music, and I would love to do more stuff with him. And I've offered. This is the problem I have with, and this is I'm not saying this is a problem that I have with. It's just I struggle to write with people. I struggle to collaborate with people. People don't seem to be interested in what I do. People don't seem to gravitate towards what I do or what I post or what I make. For whatever reason. Going back to square one. Hence what happened with Alcosaurus Tex. I think. Like, you know what? Fuck all. If you can't make the perfect album, then let's make the worst album. I didn't know what I was making. I labeled it as prog rock, even though I know it's fucking not. Cause fuck you. uh. Again, I don't mean that in an intentional way. Please, not fuck you, but fuck you. Um. If anyone is like offended by this, I don't mean to actually be rude. I didn't used to be good at play conversation. I'm reading up based on Dr. YouTube, whoever the fuck that is. Um, and I'm trying to get better at play, like the you know, the conversation thing. Yeah, you know it's called having. Yeah, you know it's called. Yeah, you know it's called having conversation, as Norm would have said, has said. Fucking love you, Norm. You're fucking awesome. Um, it's just a Elkosaurus text. It's just a Gen Z fucking mashup of if I've literally described if Memer could be an album. It's that. And people still don't get it. Like during 2020, 2021, all that shit that I would watch online about meme compilations and reaction videos, and I think it was literally just like the funnel of that and then also like external criticism. So it was like this funny weird guys at breaking down like objectivity versus subjectivity while also like it's just fucking awesome. I fucking to that point it was without a doubt the best album I ever made back then. I'm not saying it's not now. Like I have a lot of stuff that I'm proud of that's like the best album. I wouldn't say the current album is my best. The one I just released like a week ago. And that's fine. It wasn't meant to be. It's moving forward. It's progress. It's learning. It's everything has a different metric, and that's the thing. Like one album can be really good at one thing and one album can be good at another thing. That's the other thing about this, that like allowing things to be there all at once or allowing to be a subset of things, like there's so many different factors here that it's just fuck all. You can do whatever you want and it really doesn't fucking matter. And going back to the other thing, like because nobody, and again, I don't know if I take this as a blessing and I've been riding on this until it fucking burns. Because nobody fucking wants to listen to what I do. And again, I'm not even really trying. That's the thing. Is like I'm also not trying hard at all to get people to listen to it. Like I'm posting about it. People will be like, "Nice." And then nobody asks about it. Or like and again, people ask me like in passing like, "Oh, are you still working on music?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, I'm working on like this experimental project that has no genres or whatever." And they're like, "What the fuck?" And they're like I'm like, "Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like it's kind of fun or whatever." And then like no follow up. And again, maybe that's just me being awkward in conversation or whatever. And I know I 100% understand this is not everyone's cup of tea. And honestly, maybe it's just that. And I'm not looking for confirmation anymore because I'm there for myself. So I really don't I'm not looking for like, "Oh, I'm really glad that you make like if this is helpful to someone, I'm fucking that would be fucking awesome." But I don't need you to like it. If you dislike it, I would fucking love that too. Please fucking tell me why you dislike this. I would fucking love to hear why you dislike this. Like a lot. If you go on a rant on why this shit is fucking bonkers, I would love it. I don't get any traction. At all. Fuck shit all. Nothing. Bones. Nada. Like I have 6 followers on Bandcamp. And I have had like one person buy an album. And I know them. And I don't know if it was out of, I'm not going to say pity. That sounds sorrowful and no. I think they didn't know what they were getting into. It's like, "Oh, I'll check this out." And then it's like, "Oh, wow, interesting." And like, I don't blame them. Again, I think it's just because this is so outlandish and they don't think this is me. Or like, again, going back to the same thing, I didn't think this was me. So, you know what I mean? Like, how, if I don't think this is me, then how am I going to expect anyone else to think this is me? And why would I? And why do I need to? Like, why does this have to be my identity? Like, my music is not how I am. And Devin has mentioned this, and I fucking empathize with it so fucking much. That, like, the way that I am with my music is not how I am in fucking real life. Like, so, it's so fucking obtuse and blatant and fucking crazy, and internally I'm like that. But that's the thing. Maybe it's all, like, the repressed fucking, the possible extent of what I would have for like autism or ADHD. Again, I'm not trying to pinpoint. I'm not trying to project or say that I have these things. Like, I just want to understand why I am the way I am. Even if I don't get answers, that's fine. It's just that, like, again, going back to the same question, I seem to make this stuff, and other people seem to not to. That's fine. They don't like it. That's fine. I like it. That's fine. But why? Even if there's not an answer, which, again, logically speaking, there is. I would like to think. So my feeling with the universe is that it's an entire state machine, and then it's all just like a React component, and that you have state variables, every single atom and every single particle, it's all just a state variable where you have like, oh, I'm going to change up, like, okay, I'm going to move this velocity this direction. Like, if it was a simulation, I'm not even talking about the sense of it being a simulation, but like in terms of architecture of what the fuck we're living in or experiencing, if this thing was fucking, I'm talking about life or existence or being experiential in whatever life thing this fucking is. It's all just a state machine. Like, maybe the reason that I'm joking. I'm just saying this tongue in cheek because I don't. If God were to design the universe, I don't think he would use React. Is that a hot take? Like, there's no way that the universe is running on a virtual DOM. If it was, it would fucking crash. Is that too much of a hot take? Maybe he's using the React compiler. Okay? I'll give you that. I will give you that. I think he's using Solid.js. Hell yeah, Ryan Carniato. I love you. Is that your name? I'm sorry. Ryan Carniato. Okay, I just didn't want to mess up your name. I love Solid.js. It's fucking awesome. Because it gives me boners. No. I'm joking. I'm being Devin Townsend right now, okay? I am Ziltoid, the Omniscient. I have come far across the omniverse. You shall fetch me your universe's ultimate cup of coffee. Black, you have 5 Earth minutes. Make it perfect. By your command. Guide me, hide me, dry my tears. Slowly ticking back the years. Gone too far from the universe. I've been practicing singing. You know what? Maybe we'll go into this. You know what? I'm just gonna fucking do it. Devin Townsend. Evermore. I love this song. I am reminded now of all the years gone by. No use in trying now. It's time to say goodbye. I don't have music playing. I'm just going by my inside radio. Turn the page on all we are, always searching. There's 2 of those? I don't remember that. All now be as one. All now be as one. Hey, my dear, the way you must feel the weight of this life, it's twisting your mind. Cage my fear, Electra is here, the truth of your mind and the words of the vine. I've never read the lyrics, I just kind of make up my own. I'm reading them right now, I should say. But in the car, I just do with what words I can understand. So this is cool. I've never actually read this. This song has been this album. Okay. Desert Island album, no pun intended, it's fucking Empath. Fuck yeah, I fucking will stand behind that. I fucking love, I want to call it spirituality, but that's the strapping song. Am I too dark on the camera? I feel like I'm dark on the camera. Cage my fear, Electra is here, the truth of your mind and the words of the vine. Okay, that sounded pretty good. You can probably hear that. But I'll be right back. I just need to turn the light on. I don't have a baseball to just throw out the light like other cool people. I almost just tripped on my, what is that? I have to burp. I want to call spirituality, but that's the strapping song. Oh, Singularity. I fucking love that song. That with I love the whole album, but Borderlands, Requiem, Singularity. Holy fucking, I love that sequence so fucking much. I've been skipping the first few songs actually. Not because I don't love them. When I got the album, Genesis was my fucking favorite. I would listen to it so fucking much. Spirits Will Collide. Love it. But it is like it's cheesy. It's meant to be cheesy. At least it's vulnerable and it's sincere and it's truthful and it's straight to the point. That being said, I get bored. You know what I mean? It's not a critique. I mean, honestly, it's just, would I change the album any other way? No. Would I have it there? Absolutely. Would I have picked it too? Yes. I just, you know what I mean? Yeah. In the sequence of the album, perfect. It sets up the album great. I usually start with Evermore nowadays, and then I go through to Sprite, which again, in the sequencing of the album, it works. I do get kind of, and I love that song more now. I got kind of bored before. Like, if I listen to that on its own, I feel like it's, like, more down. But, it's again, the sequence of the album goes, like, ramps up. Is this mirrored? I don't know if it's mirrored. It ramps up. And then it, like, goes down and, like, it's, like, middle for Spirits Will Collide. And then for Evermore, it kind of goes back up. And I'm saying, like, energy-wise or, like, emotion-wise. Not, like, rating. Just, because, honestly, I'd pick the last song every time, okay? Not like in a hands down, like if I had to pick one. If I had to pick anything, I'd pick the whole album. But yeah. Like intensity. So, and then Sprite, it kind of calms down, and then it's going down. It's like relaxing, quiet, and then it's like this evil dark place, and you're like really deep, and then you just go really fucking down, and you're like in Hear Me land, the song. Hear Me. Then it's just really down, and then it goes really bright again with Why, and then it goes like back to the middle with Borderlands, and then it goes like peaceful, so it's like, it's not dark, but it's like going deep. And then it's like in this somber place, like a dream state, and it's kind of just like bobbing on water, and it's like, it feels like it's concluding. And then you're like, wake up in this dream. Oh, interesting. And then you're in Requiem, which I fucking love. Oh my god. Like, when I show people the album, I send that song to them because it's the most accessible and it's not that long. Is it representative of the whole album? None of the songs are, because they're all different, as they should be. My subjective take. But that's the most, like, one that I can be like, wow, here's the beauty of this album. And then here's just an example that I give. I show Requiem. And then it goes into Singularity, which I think is just almost an album in of itself, like an EP. Not literally, like, I'm not saying that it should be, or no, I'm just saying, like, I can listen to that song on its own every single time, and I will listen to it all the way through the end, every single time. I don't think I've ever not finished that song. Maybe I'll take a break halfway through because I'm, like, going somewhere, but I've almost been like, you know what, maybe I won't finish this song. I'm like, you know what, the ending always pays off, and it's fucking awesome. And then it ends the album, and it's so fucking peaceful, and I love it, and it's awesome. 'Cause I wish you would get it right too. So we pray to the gods, it's time you arrived. I am, I am, I will return always. I am, I am, I will return awake. I always thought it just said always, but yelling. Interesting. Break halfway through because I'm like, oh, my lights are much better. Okay, cool. But I've almost been like, you know what, maybe I won't finish this song. I'm like, okay. One watching is probably me. This is gonna be a long video. I don't know what that message is, but I just pinned it. Because why not? At least someone commented. Cool. It doesn't matter. I don't remember Foul Emotions. Dumb. Slowly we grow. Slowly we grow the second wave, but the northern people like it cold. So raise your glasses to the underworld. Say ya. So what are we doing tonight? Watch universes collide. That's why we sing. That's why we're singing. Hey, 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 my dear, the way you must feel the weight of this life. It's twisting your mind. I hope you will show me right through the prayer from the goddess of infinite light. And I won't wait or fear the mistakes we learned in our youth. Now it's time for us. Now it's time for us. Learn in our youth, now it's time for us to arrive. How do you phrase that? And I won't wait or fear the mistakes we learned in our youth. Now it's time for us to arrive. I don't remember the cadence right there. I hear the in my head, but it doesn't line up with the lyrics. I must learn from this reality if I intend to awake. And do I travel through the infinite, I will return always. I am, I will return always. I am, I will return awake. Great song. It wasn't my favorite when I started the album. I can go back to this. Okay. When I started the album, Genesis was my favorite. And then, let's see. I'm going to say Genesis in order of when I liked them. Genesis, Why, Hear Me, Singularity. I think that's just because I didn't get to it till later, maybe. I'm going to say Spirits Will Collide was cheesy from the beginning, and it's still cheesy, but I like it. It's grown on me. I was kind of bored of it before. Like early on, I was like, okay, this is like straightforward. But again, context of the album, it works great. You need it there. Borderlands was kind of a slow burn for me, but now I really love it. And other people have said that too. I really love Borderlands now. The middle part is very great. And the fade and the weird laugh, and then you go into Requiem. Oh, it's great. The back-to-back of From Hear Me to Why, perfection. Fucking awesome. This ocean video with like that sea serpent and Evermore and the space cat. Oh, it's great. I love Empath. Okay, talking about my music again. Flatlands was just an extension of seemingly. It was still Okosaurus, I think, like in the folder sense. Well, no. The numbering, I was very particular from the very beginning about songs needing to be released in the order that I finished them. I mean that in like the sense of when they were released, how they were sequenced. Like I was super fucking particular about that. It took me a while to get out of that habit because it just felt uncomfortable. It's like I was like losing part of it. I think it was because I couldn't talk about it like this. I couldn't explain all this stuff and feel at home. It needed to be like this literal thing of like the shorthand of like, oh, because I can't talk about my music and be vulnerable, I'm just going to list everything in every single sequential order because then you'll fully get to see how it progressed. because I didn't feel able to be vulnerable about sharing the process because I was self-conscious about it, or at least I was led to believe to be self-conscious about it. Underneath it was like it's exactly what I wanted to do. But that's the point. And that's where I'm at now. That self-conscious thing, it's just a thing there. It is not running me anymore. Yeah. Like, one could say to a negative extent, like my filter is so low now where it's like I'm just releasing stuff because it's done or because it's something that I want to share rather than I think it's good or that I think it's bad. Again, subjectively speaking, I used to base it on the idea. This is why I haven't been a producer until now, because my idea of good and bad was based on being objective, and because that was so tied up in criticism and you could say shame, but that sounds like a heavy word. Maybe it is, whatever. Like, of being like, oh, this is bad, this is good. Like, I didn't see any way to basically, again, this is in retrospect. In the moment, I didn't know that this was what this was. I didn't know that this was what this was. But I couldn't be a producer because it was only based in the objective effect of people pleasing. Like, I'm going to sequence this album because other people will think it's weird if I don't do it this way. Or, what would other people think is a good album? Or what would other people think? Oh my god, that relates so. Goes back to the same fucking thing about it used to be uncomfortable for me to be in the I sense, or I feel, or I do, or I want, or I like, or I don't like, or I do this, or I do that, or I am, or I am not. It was always a external thing. It was like, what would other people like from this? What I wanted was not important. At least that's what I learned. Is that too deep for this? I could talk about this and it could be a whole thing. Yeah. I'm pivoting, not because I don't want to talk about it, but because it could be this whole avenue of crazy stuff, which has yet to be. I just want to say there's progress in the future, okay? There's already been progress, and I'm making progress, but there's more progress. So, yeah, this will be continued, probably. Feel free to ask me about it if you're curious. I'm not trying to look for whatever. That's my inner voice saying, oh, I'm not trying to find. Like, I'm not trying to do this for attention. I don't think. I'm doing this to explore boundaries. I'm talking about music now. Like, my entire discography or doing this and that. Like, my no filter thing has been the best fucking thing for this entire thing. Because it started out very uncomfortable. But it also took away the weight of it. Like, because it really taught me, like, it doesn't really fucking matter. At all. Really fucking at all. Like, whether I post some of these to streaming or to make a CD of it, or speaking of which, this probably won't show up in the video, I don't think. Let's see if OBS shows it. I haven't opened OBS in probably an hour. Hey, there I am again. Hey, you can see it. Hell yeah. So I burned a CD of it. I can't believe this works. The footage actually looks good. I haven't looked at my camera in a while. This is one of those temp CDs that I have been making since about like a year ago. I got like a bunch of CD cases at Walmart for like $20, which is a lot. I didn't want to pay that much, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so this is the current. It looks too much to me like stories and sessions from Scambot 1, like the bonus disc. But again, I went with it anyway. This is not going to be the external art though. If I do an LP, it will be because I want it to look like 70s. Because why not? But yeah, like this album, it was so fucking. It wasn't hard to make. But that was the intent. Like, the whole goal recently has been to like have no filter. Not in the sense of trying to be like some extravagant like. Excuse me. I'm not trying to be obtuse or obnoxious. Like, it's just pushing against and doing that has lent itself to doing that. What the fuck? What am I saying? Hey, do you like the porta potties behind me? It's on the CD, by the way. I'm gonna let's get the other CDs rocking. I need to order a CD of well, I need to design the artwork for Recreational Outrage 3. But yeah, here's this CD. That's 2. I love how this turned out. Thank you, Kunaki. Thanks to a friend who showed me this. It's fucking awesome. Okay? Go suck it if you don't think this is cool. And I mean that in passing. Like, is that any kinder? I don't know. This is still the definitive album, in my opinion. Without a doubt. And I didn't think anything would top it either. It's just that it was so fucking raw and pent up energy of just like, hey, there's me. Can you reflect yourself into the mirror? Thank you very much. Alright. Whoa, it disappeared. What the hell? That's weird. It's just the macOS screen thing. Oh, it does not like that at all. But yeah, so I'll pull out some other CDs too, because I have well, I have a whole stack right here. Let's see, what do I got? What am I listening to that's on physical? Because I have a bunch of stuff in my library. I've been getting to listen. I've been listening to a bunch of music. Ones that I have to burn still. I have to rip rather. I always mix them up. I know the difference. I just always say burn instead. Whatever. Fuck it. Universe Will Provide. Great album. I need to listen to it. Well, I need to rip it. Rem it up your poop shoot. I think I'm gonna get that album next. Okay, at the bottom, so I started getting these like a year ago. I was like, I'm gonna start getting CDs. Fuck yeah, I'm glad I did. I have the deluxe hat. I have the deluxe Sluggo. I have Live at Mama Kin. I think that was included as a like complimentary, which I'm super. Thank you guys at XO Wax. Evidence of Humanity. That's the first album I got into Keneally with because I already love Marco's music. Oh my god, Contraire de la Chanson. Fucking love that album. It's so awkward and all over the place. And I mean that as a great compliment. Very big inspiration for me. It's like 2.5 hours long. I don't have the CD of that. I had the iTunes download, and then I had the obsession because my headphones sounded the way they did. I thought it was iTunes. I was like, oh, I never realized it sounded this bad. It's like, no, it's because your headphones sound like this. The bass EQ. Got some MDR 7506s up in the house. Yo. Now I use EQ Mac to. I did a pink noise test. I'm going to start mixing using that. I did that like 4 days ago. So the mixes from August 15th going forward, relatively, like, unless I don't care about the mix or whatever, like, if I just do it, like, super quick or whatever, I gotta make sure to talk more into the mic. Talk more into the mic! Let's see. But yeah, so things are still changing with the EQ. It's gonna make balancing a bit better and stuff. So, Evidence of Humanity, I had a lot of the stuff I started with iTunes, and then I had the false impression that lossy was the issue, and it ended up just being EQ. So I ended up rebuying a bunch of albums I already had. Fuck it. Well, at least I have the physical now. And some of them I just have the lossless copy. It's fine. Like, hey, at least I have the files. And I gave money to the artist. Whoever that would be. Like, if it was like Keneally or Marco, like, I supported them more, and I love their work, so it's a wash. It's fine. And I learned that it wasn't lossless that was the issue, or lack of lossless, rather. So, another thing solved, you know? And it also ended up being, well, the mixes that I had didn't sound bad because of lossy. It was because I downloaded things from Bandcamp using their AAC encoder, which was probably FFmpeg, which is known to not be good at AAC encoding. The Apple AAC encoder, that's a different story, which is what I've been running locally when I encode my own iTunes lossy encodes, I guess. Long story short, I don't download things as lossy from Bandcamp anymore because they use that like small, I think it's like low bit rate, and I didn't know that. I thought it was just like, oh, why does everything just sound bad? It's like, oh, it just must be my ears better or something. So then I ended up rebuying a bunch of stuff, and then I was like, oh, you know what? It's just the download. And I was like, oh, is it everything that's on Bandcamp that I've downloaded? Yes, it is. Oh, that's probably why. And yeah, there you are. The iTunes downloads that I've had for years have been fine, unless it was ones that were like 128 megabytes per second, which it's iffy. And some of those I ended up liking more than the full bitrate ones because of whatever reason. Very interesting. So that ended up going back into, I was like, oh, here's why people like vinyl. It's the same reason that I like certain albums, their lossy versions. It's a mess, and I'm coming to terms with that because my whole library is a mix of high quality downloads, low quality downloads. Things are inserted in a completely different order. Like when I add albums that I make that I've done, they're not sequential when I add them in anymore. I used to memorize memories in my life based on albums as they came out, which I still do. Like a certain album will remind me of a certain time, but then I would look back through my library and remember events in my life based on the albums that I saw with the artwork. I don't know if other people do this. Apparently not very often. Please let me know. Would love to know. I haven't done this as much anymore. This was very much like since I was a kid. It was like this album came out. Oh, it reminds me of this grade or this thing, XYZ. Now it's hard because a lot of the stuff that I've been finding hasn't been sequential. Well, relatively, like I know that Sluggo was 2021. That reminds me of when I attempted college. um, yeah. Why am I self-conscious about that still? I'm jokingly saying that, but I'm self-conscious. So interesting. Okay, so I'm good at self-conscious humor, but if I'm still, wait, I'm good at, yeah, I'm good at the humor of it, but then if I'm still self-conscious, I catch like, oh, I actually feel uncomfortable about that still. Yeah. Well, um, what am I talking about? But like, say like I forgot to, oh, wait, that's it. It's that I find music so quick now that needing to upload them and rip them as quick as I found them and the order that I listen to them in, it's just not feasible. And I don't it's just too much headspace to worry about it. Like if I change the metadata on an album and I change the character of the album title, the music app, I still call it iTunes. I know it's not iTunes, but it's the Mac music app. I use it like it is iTunes. I don't use streaming. I attempt to use streaming and I don't like it. I tried to download TikTok the other day and I just fucking hated it. It's not because I have a grudge. I mean, I do have a grudge, but that's not the point. I was like, how do other people just sit here and just scroll this stuff? And I was just like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just like, it's not in like a high level sense of like, oh, I'm not being productive. Like, it's not even in a critical sense. It's just like, it's just silly. Like, I don't get any enjoyment of it. I'm just like, oh, look, it's another dog doing this face thing. Yay! Like when Steven Wilson talks about doing video games and he's just not amused, or when Devin talks about video games, he's like, I like when I play video games and you press buttons, and then it just tells you you're a good person and you did a good job. That's a funny thing besides the point, but like, he's like, I don't like, yeah, like just games with like strategy, or like, he's like, I don't have time for that. I don't fucking care. Like, I'd rather do other stuff. I think that's me with like social media and stuff. It's like I don't really care. Like, and maybe that's why no one's found my stuff because I don't give a damn about sharing it because up until now it's just been like, oh, well, I don't need to get criticism from, or I don't need to, ooh, maybe that's the truth. I don't need to get criticism from people. Like if I'm just gonna do it myself. That was kind of a hot take just now. I don't feel that way anymore. I just know that's one of those cliched that's in there. That's what this album about the stuff is gonna be in there about. was me attempting to do ASMR. Hey, I'm doing better at not biting my nails. This is like day 5. I fucking chipped my tooth. I think it's because I've been chewing my nails for the biting my nails for the past. I mean, at this point, probably 10 years. I'm sorry, tooth. I got it filled, but still, I'm not doing it anymore. I don't want my teeth to fucking break because I'm chewing because I have anxiety. Instead, I'm not gonna scroll fucking TikTok to make me more anxious. Okay, let's move on from that. Back to iTunes, music app, whatever the fuck that thing's called. Yeah, I'm on Mac OS because I was even, dude, I didn't want to become what other people perceived as like a Mac pleb or whatever those like. It wasn't even that I was worried about the criticism. Maybe it was. It was just like I didn't want to be one of those That's it. I didn't want to be one of those. I didn't want to be perceived as one of those uppity Apple people. It's like, I only use Apple because it's really good, you know? Like I just can only use Final Cut Pro. Like I love the. I'm not trying to do a certain somebody. It's just the same uppity. What's another? I could do a British voice. That works. So I only use the subscription service for Apple because I only get my news from there. I watch Ted Lasso in the evenings and then I eat my granola and then I put on my Apple AR headset and then I just sit there and watch movies. Okay? I only use MacBooks and I drive a fancy car. And I only eat granola every single day of the week, every single hour. If I'm having a snack, it's better be healthy, okay? Alrighty then. Very much. Only specific things. I would only use Mac apps from the Mac App Store. Macintosh, it's the best computer in the world. I didn't want to be that guy. I just wanted, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to come to terms with, I don't, back then, and I'm, with things, okay. Things are tools. That's what I ended up concluding. And even that, I fucking love my Mac. I wouldn't even turn back. That's the thing. But I didn't want to be like, you know what? I'm only going to be an Apple guy. Or like, I didn't want to be one of those like closed-minded, like, I only use Apple because that's the best one. That's the best one. It's the best one for me because it works for me right now. I have yet to try other things, which I've been like, wow. You know what? I like that. I'm going to try this out again. I haven't had that with anything else, but again, I haven't needed to try anything else. So take that as what you will. Lack of trying, lack of needing, or whatever notion of not needing to do a different, this looks a bit weird. Wait. Come on. What do you got in front of you there, bud? Fuck, what the hell am I doing? God damn it. Okay. This is on the internet. Oh my god. But again, do I care? How long are we into this video? An hour and 13. I'm just gonna fucking keep going. Because why the hell not? What the fuck are we talking about? So I basically still use the music app like it's iTunes because it functionally is. I still sync music to my phone. I still back up my phone. I don't like subscriptions because I like buying things. I like owning things. I don't ever really sell things. Like, I've been very stringent on buying things because it's hard for me to allow myself to get rid of things. Regardless of the nature of that preventing me from buying things, I want to get better at selling things. That's just a general statement of past self, current self, and then future self looking back. Like, looking back, it would be great. Are you good at selling things now? That would be awesome. Me from the future, if you are listening to this and you come back, feel free to comment. Are you better at selling things that you don't use or don't like or don't want anymore? For me, the nostalgia is too strong. The nostalgia is too strong with this one. These are not the droids you were looking for. These are not the fucking droids you're looking for. What the fuck? Yeah! Is this too close to my mouth? If you're only listening to this, look at the camera right now. This is mono. This isn't going to sound any different. You know what? Let's put some reverb on this. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, yeah. You hear that? You hear that? Yep. Okay. Yeah, so, because I'm monitoring it with my Scarlett. I have my Scarlett plugged in, by the way. This is working awesome. I have the air mode on. By the way, I have negative 25.3 for the macOS capture, just to let you know. And I have, please don't let this screw this up, 25 milliseconds offset for both the audio input capture and macOS audio capture. Because the video hasn't been synced in the past. So I just want to make sure that it is for this to the best of my ability. I didn't do the clap thing. I don't have space to record. How much space do I have on my Mac? Does this use any space to just live stream? It doesn't look like it does. Thank goodness, because well, not that it would save it, but like cache or whatever. Talk about music. So at the speed that I'm listening to music, and because I'm honestly listening to more music than I am having new life events, it just kind of was like, okay, it's fine that if I don't add things to my library in the order that I found them in, it's fine. Like, I can maybe go back later and be like, oh, what order did I find them in? The more music I find, it's fine if it's not sequential. And even some stuff, like, again, it's already trashed. The walled garden of having everything in order as it was in, it's screwed up now. Some of my songs had wrong metadata that I had from like 2016, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna adjust this artist name or track name or something. It's like, oh, it separated it from the album. Oh, that's weird. Okay, let's rename both, add a 2, close the app. Okay, go back in, rename it, remove the 2, and then close the app, and then restart. Yay, it's back at the top of the list again. Is there anything you can do about moving it back to when you added it to your library? Hell no, because why the fuck not? And no, you can't edit the metadata in the music app because it's an obscure format that's called music library for whatever fucking shit. And it's not like I'm going to export the XML and then re-import it because that's just going to fucking screw everything up because the metadata is probably not all there. It's just annoying. And I don't like being in the Apple ecosystem either. So that back to this other thing, like, I'm not an Apple guy in the sense of like, I don't like the subscriptions or the whatever. I don't like the lock-in, but it's a tool that works, and that's why I save stems, and that's why I use third-party plugins, or that's why I am very much open-minded to learning other programs, because I don't like being in an ecosystem. I love Linux. I was running Linux on my Chromebook from school for 2021. Well, 2022 was 1 year. 2023 for like 2 years for my main-ish driver, because I had an iMac for a while. It was a Intel iMac. It stopped with, I was going to say Big Tahoe. It stopped with Big Sur, if I remember right. I ended up getting this. I have a 2021 MacBook. It's been so fucking awesome. Knock on something. I haven't needed another laptop or anything. This thing's been fucking awesome. I have 512 gigs. Just move stuff to your external drive. Just keep your stuff organized. Having more space is more obnoxious. Only if you don't have enough space to move it to somewhere else. Because the new phone I have, it has a lot more space, and it makes it hard to back up if it's full, which I don't like. It hasn't been full, but I've been like, oh, I need to move stuff off because it won't back up because the phone it's also 512, and it's weird. Again, the phone's not full, so it's gonna fit the backup onto my Mac, but it's just weird. Like, I wanted to get another 128 gig, but they don't really offer that for the bigger models. So, and I just wanted the new cameras, and I didn't want to have to deal with updates. I still kept my 12 mini. I have a 15 Pro. I just don't. I feel cheesy being. I almost didn't get it because I didn't want to be a pro guy. I didn't want to be like, I only have the Pro, and then I was like, fuck it. your current phone either needs a new battery. Well, it needed a new battery. It still fucking sucks. I charge it every night. It's my ASMR machine, I guess. Like, I put it on next to me and I turn the screen off and then just fucking sleep so fucking good. Oh my god. And then my other phone is on the ground. Recently, I've been putting it under my jacket because then it's not as harsh when I wake up and it's like a slow, like, yay, I'm up. Versus like, fuck, I need to get off and turn the alarm off and then get all mad. Like, I need to go back to bed because I'm fucking mad or whatever. No, actually, like, you know what, I'm going to get up. Like, you know what, I'm going to go have some yogurt. I've been eating a lot more. I've been eating a lot more. A lot of tangents. Where are we at now? So the dilemma was to either get a new phone, replace the battery of the current one, and inevitably it was going to stop getting software support too. And I was even like, oh, do I need like a big... I didn't want to get on the big phone train. I had the Mini. I had the SE before that. I had the 5C before that. I was like, oh, I'm a mini phone guy. And so much of my identity was that. And I was like, you know what? Even if I still like minis, I'm like, I don't want to have to worry about it anymore. In the same way that in 2024, before the album Harry was starting to record, I didn't want to try drinking because of XYZ reason, which I could probably cover sometime. But I don't know if I want to right now. I've written about it. Feel free to read about it. I just don't feel like it. I've tried drinking. It's not something I look towards. It's not fun in the sense of like making music or doing this. This is so much fucking better than... No, I would fucking choose this any fucking day of the week to make albums or make music or ramble online about sharing my thoughts or whatever. Like, is anyone even watching this? Is anyone even fucking watching this? Let's see. I don't want to have to worry about it anymore. In the same way that in 2024... Oh, someone did comment. Before the album
Hey, what's up?
Harry was starting to record, I didn't want to try drinking because of XYZ reason, which I could probably cover sometime. But I don't know if I want to right now. I've written about it. Feel free to read about it. I'm glad you like the song Genesis too. Sorry I'm not looking at the chat if you're still watching. Skeleton hand guitar. Thanks for watching this. I'm glad you guys are coming in. Even if you're just here for like a minute. Glad you're enjoying it, you know? Because I know this is rambly. This is literally like, I didn't know... I haven't learned how to do video stuff yet. Not that there's a right or wrong way, per se. I just feel like vibing about my series here, like just what's going on. Like, that's what I sat down to do. Like, I'm still very tangenty. Maybe I'll do more bullet points or something. Like, I could do this in an edited video, but then it would just take ages because I don't know about video editing. It's like there's just this whole thing. Rambling is my option right now to get this information out and to do XYZ. Like, it's this whole thing. So, much to like how I didn't omit things from albums, or because I didn't... Kind of like how it's going to be the same messy process. I very much am looking forward to getting into like tutorials, or I want to teach. Not in the sense of that I want to be a teacher. Like, not really. I want other people to be able to experience the same kind of growth. I want to be able to lift people up and have... Again, I have no control over whether it turns out for them in the same way it does. Everyone is on their own path, 100%. I'm not saying that's otherwise. Like, all the things that I've picked up, I very much would just love to give forward. And Jacob Collier has mentioned this too. He's like, oh, just the things that you learn, like, you just might as well just share them. Like, the knowledge you have or the things that you found that did or didn't work. Like, that's what I'm so fucking happy about with my music. Again, airBnaodn.bandcamp.com. Feel free to check it out. There's a lot of weird shit there if you're into weird random fucking music that goes all over the fucking place. Yeah, so my video writing and production skills, in the sense of like a producer is for music, my video production skills in that sense of being like, here's how the sequence is going to go, here's what the story is going to be out, this video is going to be 9 minutes long and it's going to talk about this. Nope. Same with song form. Like, I know how to do it in the sense of like, oh, here's what feels like it's a cool song, but it's not like I don't know, like, it's like, oh, here's a rhythm you follow, like, and maybe that's just the nature with videos too. Maybe that's what'll come about. Back to the CDs. God damn, that was a lot of tangent. But again, So after Universal, okay, where are we at now? Oh, I'm so glad I have that. Okay. Okay, so where are we at? Hat, Sluggo Deluxe, or Hat Deluxe, Sluggo Deluxe, Mamakin, Evidence of Humanity. Yeah, there's no, okay. Infinity Demos, found that on eBay. Fuck yeah. It's when I thought that I needed, well, it's hard to find Infinity, well, let alone the CD. I'm not even talking about that. Like, just lossless. The remaster is on Bandcamp. Back then, I thought that remasters, objectively, were better. That was a whole tangent of things. Like, again, I was like, oh, I might as well get the remaster because that usually means it's better, right? Ha uh, I don't personally like it. It just feels very flat. The I like Infinity of the mix because it's representative of the time. That's the same thing that I'm coming to terms with my own music. Like me going back and fixing things isn't going to represent the thing that the album itself came from. Like the reason my mixes suck so bad is exemplary of me not knowing how to mix or just making things for the fun of it. And like going back and having a better mix of it, you're just going to hear the same imperfections but clearer. And that's not a bad thing. It's just that, like it's not true to it. Like the whole reason that everything's messy is because like I was monitoring with a delay or I was doing XYZ or like there's so many nuances to like, and I'm fine with redoing things now because I don't have the goal of it being perfect anymore. I tried to do that last fall and I just didn't work out because you never know as much as you will know. And that's fine. Like me going back to the 2025 mix of so many bad decisions, it's there's trade-offs. It's clearer than the original. The dynamics are a bit weird, but the EQ's clearer. Could I do it better now? Absolutely. Do I want to? Not necessarily. Just because looking back, I don't feel like there's as much moving forward. So like I just don't feel like progressing as much from going back to my old work and fixing it. Not that I don't want it to be better. I would love to fucking do that. I just don't feel like doing that. And it's not like, oh, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to. Like, I mean, I wanted to remaster Made in America because, for whatever reason, I think I just felt like I knew how to. And I was like, oh, this is going to be an improvement. That's the difference between Elkasaurus Tex, the mix. I didn't do it very well. Well, it was the EQ thing that was weird, but and then Made in America, same thing. The 2026 remaster, it's probably still opinionated weird with EQ, and but like it's better. And that's kind of the point that I've come to. It's like if you're trying, if you're getting better by whatever metric that is, that's the best it can be. So about Infinity, I don't like the remaster, and I ended up some of those things were like, oh, maybe some of the remasters I don't like. So I ended up getting a bunch with those lossless stuff. I ended up getting a lot of the original mixes for things because I wanted to hear how it was back in the time of when it was released. This is not what people that use streaming do. And again, understandably, that's a very nerdy thing. Like, I'm doing that because I want to learn about the mixes as they were back in the day. Not specifically like, oh, I want to learn how mixes were in the 70s. Like, I do want to do that too. Like, oh, here's what the kick drum sounds like in the Zappa song. It's like, oh, it's very punchy, very this and that. Like, but and then onboard that into my own thing. I've been doing that lately. A lot of the stuff on the new album, Volume 3, has that. Because I was listening to, well, there's songs that I've done that are yet to be released. It's just because I haven't gotten around to it. I've had so much fucking stuff. And I'm trying not to be perfectionist about them. Because I really wanted to get positive. Like, anytime I try and do anything in a, like, I'm going to do this fully this time, it just drags on and on and on. So I have to like let go and let it be imperfect. And then it is imperfect. And then I'm like, okay, I could have done it better. And then I go back and redo it. It's like, so do you have this thing where you try like the best you can and just do like really good? Or you just kind of like half-ass it and be like, I did it as good as I wanted to do it. I move quicker that way. And I think it's fine. Recreational Outrage Volume 3, if I planned that album out in the way that it turned out, it would not have sounded like that. If I don't plan things out, it's better than if I had planned them out in the first place. I keep fucking running into that. And that's fine. And that's why I keep trying. Like, maybe if I do it intentional, maybe it'll be different this time. I think I have hopes that it will be. And even then, just for the sake of learning, like, maybe it will be different one other time. Like, who knows? We'll see. I'm not going to give in, like, oh, I always need to do it unplanned. Like, I don't want to be absolute thinking in that way. That's kind of the thing, is that, like, I don't want to always be an abstract thinker. I don't always want to be a contradictive person, like, oh, I have to do things different all the time. I don't want to be someone that always follows the sheep. I don't want to be someone that's indecisive. I don't want to be someone that's always specific about everything. Like, I don't want to not be somebody. I know that sentence makes zero sense whatsoever, but it's like I don't want to do a thing, and then I end up being contrarian, and then I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't want to be contrarian, and then it's like, okay, now I don't want to be contrarian, so I'm gonna be regular again. This reminds me of the video that Devin did in '98 when he was at the concert. Someone was interviewing him, and he's like, I'm gonna find it. Yeah, I'm gonna find it. Fuck it. Devin Townsend 98 interview. Hell yeah. I don't think this will get copyrighted. I hope it doesn't. I empathize with him so much. Like in the deconstruct, well, when he does that thing at Daddario, it says Daddario because that's what Brian Beller has said at a clinic. It's Daddario, not Diadario. Thank you. This is the part that like. Okay, I'm gonna have to do that too, but
try the left. What are the best? Tons of bands you can buy their records.
Oh, I fucking love it.
Just an artist, you know. I just have lots of stuff I want to get out of my system, and so I just keep on writing music, and hopefully it is good enough to facilitate people wanting to buy it. And if it isn't, tons of bands you can buy their records.
What are the plans for the near future?
Gosh, what are the plans for the near future? Well, I'm gonna try and not try anymore. I think that's gonna be my biggest plan. Because the more I try, the less I get. And I don't really want anything, but it would be nice to get the feeling of having something. But I don't want anything tangible, so I think my best bet is to stop trying. But I can't stop trying to stop trying. So I think I'm just going to be and see how far that gets me.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you.
I fucking love it. Oh my god. He's so cool. I fucking love it. It's so cool. It's not even like that I'm saying like I feel like I so fucking feel like that too. Where is the video of Devin Townsend Daddario? This one. Nope. Nope.
Basically, you go to the neck pick, right? And it's like you do this. Hey, man, music. I guess the whole idea of this whole fucking wank bullshit is everybody spends their entire teen years learning to do this crap.
Let's just let this play.
35 years old. Is sucking my throat. Not gonna even think. My wife's at home freaking out. I'm sitting here doing this type of shit that I learned when I was the dungeon master in grade 12. And you guys are going, oh, okay, cool, yeah, everybody's doing these riffs. Oh boy, what if it's going to start tapping? Oh, he's tapping too. Maybe a slide? Oh, indeed, and great. You know what else is really great? That indeed signifies the true wanky geekdom of us all. Sweep picking. You see, basically, you start doing this basically, you go to the neck picking, right? And it's like you do this stuff, and basically, you can recite the Gettysburg Address if you wanted. It's all basically just based on shapes and polyrhythms, right? And essentially, it's like doing this you feel to yourself, you know, what sort of void am I filling in terms of musical composition? And the answer is nothing. I'm doing all. I'm sitting around here pissing around, trying to make music that people are going to like, and in the meantime, I'm going, getting broke! And everybody else is sort of going, dude, you know, you just need to chill out for a little while and play some... See, that's not the point of this whole exercise. The exercise is to say, hey, man, music is a vibration. We're all just kind of like engaged in each other's vibrations in some way or another. Indeed, the only true thing in life is the fact that the thing that we all share as humans is a first person's perspective. Yes indeed. So in all that way, we're all brothers and sisters. It's all so hip. Got a new record we go like.
Oh, I don't want to hear music, cause copyright. Sorry. Nope. No.
That's definitely the truth. Signifies a lot.
Nope.
Guitar playing really
Probably won't get
signifies a lot.
copyrighted, but
I'm not gay. That's definitely really signifies a lot to me. I'm not gay. That's definitely the truth. I think actually human anatomy in any way, shape, or form is actually pretty disgusting. But I don't know, where can you go from here? I'm writing 3 records right now. Like I finished the first one, we did Key. That was the name of the first record. Came out as more of a quiet thing. I used a real clean tone, single coil sort of trip. I'm working with Peavy currently. This is the guitar I'm working with them. I just started the second record. It's called Addicted, and you know,
Love
it's
that
kind of
album.
like a heavier, more sort of based on the sort of pop elements that I've kind of exposed throughout my career. And then I go into deconstruction, which is basically my idea of like a musical, God forbid. It's like Andrew Lloyd Webber, indeed. And then after that, I'm going to try and get into some really sort of mellow, sort of new agey stuff. You know, I could probably do something, I don't know, like that.
these casualties are
Where'd my
cool.
fucking volume go?
I feel like.
I'm gonna shit myself to death. I'm gonna say a lot. Man, big name. Everybody, my name's Devin, and we will now do a little bit of a demonstration on what makes me so paranoid. And I think that all comes back to what I do musically. Indeed? Awesome. It.
I fucking love it. Oh my god. Oh, this is a good one too, but I don't remember if there's a specific. I remember something in here was fucking like this is, one of the albums that or what? This is one of the
became very tiring.
interview for
emotionally for me
Moro.com
because
prog
there's
radio.
times I didn't want to get up there and be like,
There's a part 1 and part 2.
except for that. In fact, I would like to do your next record.
But yeah, so like I feel like so much of that. I'm just fucking. Oh my god, yeah. Where are we at again? On this stack of CDs that I've looked at 4 times? Infinity. We're on CD 5. There's like 20 here. How much more can I talk about? Okay, and then Sonata Arctica, Clear Cold Beyond. I haven't listened to it too much. I was trying to just do something new and get a CD that an artist that I didn't really know about. We saw him live, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get their CD. It goes straight to them. I'll do it. It's really good. It's just it's pretty good. You know. Like I haven't clicked with it as much. I think just because I was like trying something new, and I'm glad I got it. I'm glad I got to see him. I'm glad I got to support him. It's a really good thing. It's just, yeah, I don't pick that one up as much. And then I found, I started finding used CDs. This might be the first one. I'll have to go through my, stuff. Well, it's Jazz from Hell. I got it when I was on, I went to see, SquiggleConf in Boston. And this was last year, so it was the year 2 of SquiggleConf. There's a cool music store in, is it Bankers Hill? I can't remember what it's called. It might be. But, super... Oh, I might have the sticker, actually. Oh, if I could fucking show you right now. Fuck yeah. Oh, wait, did I sleep? Damn it. Oh, nope. Well, it's somewhere in there. It's something collective, I think. Maybe not. It has, like, a spiral thing. I follow their Instagram, too. Sorry I don't have their name. Fuck. Music, because I really want to. Boston Collective. I don't remember what it's called. Fuck. Boston. Is it this one? No. How do I know that? Just the name? Boston Music Stores. Music Emporium, no. Where is it? Where is it? Come on. Oh, Music Research Library. Yep, that's it. Super cool. I was walking at night, just exploring, because I was like, you know what? I'm on my own. I'm just gonna see what happens. I'm in this big city all by myself, and I'm just walking at night. There's people out, so it's not like I'm like this only one. I'm like in this dark neighborhood. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna turn this corner and go this way. I'm gonna go that way. And then I just turn this corner, and there's like this bright store in the middle of like a residential neighborhood. I'm like, there's nothing else around, and there's like lights on, like it's bright. I'm like, what is that? I'm gonna go see what that is. And there was a music store. I'm like, oh my god. Like I literally was wanting to come here to look for a music store, and I didn't even like plan it out. And I was looking at that on the map before too. Like I didn't know I was gonna go that way. I've been trying to explore a lot lately. Like with whether it's with exercise, I go on a lot of runs. I'm like a cross country runner, kind of like Maynard from Tool. Not that that really matters, but I relate to. It's funny. Like we watched a Maynard interview, and hearing that, I was like, whoa, he's into cross country too. Like so much of us weird prog nerds are into like sports and stuff, you know. It's because we're not sociable with those football jocks. All that fucking bullshit. Whatever. I'm not being critical. I'm just being jokey again. But yeah, so found that place to just being explorative, trying to do new things. I'm kind of wrapping up on time, I think, because I think it's yeah. I don't know. My brain just told me that. So, Jazz from Hell. I found it at the Music Collective in Boston. I had ordered before Boston, I think, on eBay. I found them on eBay. I'm so surprised. I got a great deal on the 2013 remaster release of Yellow Hedgerow Dreamscape. I fucking love that album. I don't care if Steven thinks it's just demos. I don't fucking care. I love it. Even more than On the Sunday of Life, which is what Three Ways to Sunday is kind of half named after. It just seemed like a very proggy reference to that. It just seemed like a Sunday something. I was listening to that a lot back in, it was like 2021. Yeah, 2021 or so. Like late 2020, like December 2021. I would drive to work with the windows down because I was like, oh, I'm a cool guy. I'm like 18 years old and I'm listening to Porcupine Tree on the Sunday of Life, and I'm driving to my first job, and it's like foggy out, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And it was cool. Man, I'm fucking 23 now. Fuck. But yeah, Yellow Hedgerow Dreamscape. I found that, I think in 2021 online. I was listening to it on YouTube. And it's not on streaming. It's not, you can't buy it anywhere. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try and search, like, I ended up having, like, I downloaded it from YouTube and I, like, re-encoded it as M4A, again, using a bad encoder. It was just, like, this whole thing. And I was like, you know what? I really still want this album. And I was, like, trying to find, I was like, okay, there is a CD release. There's vinyl releases, but they're limited. I don't usually listen to vinyl. I'm not a vinyl guy yet. That being said, let's get my camera so I can see if I'm in frame here or not, which I'm not, but this, by the way, feel free, not that I want your money. I would love if this could be free. Please buy this for your own enjoyment of music. If I could give you this for free and it could just be made, I would do it. It's just that I don't have the money to give away to give you free stuff like that. But it's fun. Please just make music for yourself or buy, like, if I could just, I wish I could just give stuff to people. Like, if I could just be like, hey, you probably won't like my music, so I'll just give you a CD, and then if you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it. But that's not how it works. It's like $6 after shipping. Like, it's like $2 to manufacture it with Kunaki, and it's fine. Like, it's just I don't have extra money. Like, I don't have extra stuff to just be doing that. Like, if there's, like, friends and stuff, it's like, okay, I'll give you a CD that I have that I made. It's like, okay, that's fine. But I just, man, it would be so much cooler if you could do that. Yeah, just, I'm so fucking glad I made that vinyl. It did compromise the album. I was thinking about it today. I was going through it last night, but I didn't have time because I stayed up way too late anyways. There's a bunch of demos from Recreational Outrage 2, which in theory would have fit it onto the album, but didn't because it didn't feel like it fit, or like it would just be too much. It was like, what am I listening to? And it's like, I wanted to make a good music album, even though I know it's a wacky album or whatever. Like, at the time, I was like, I want to do sequencing. I want to have songs. even if they're weird, if they're drawing back to back or whatever, like, but it wasn't meant to be, and that was just intentional. I knew it was contradictory to the first album. Like, I was like, oh, a sequel will be not as good as the first one. Like, and like that funny self-belief or whatever, like that cliche of like, oh, sequels, you can't make a sequel. Like, I'm going to try and make a sequel that's better than the first one. It's like, you never do. And even if that's a silly belief too. It's like, you can make one that's better. It's like, it's just that dilemma. I was like, I'll do things different because whatever. Because it's literally none of this fucking matters. Is that nihilism or something? I'm not trying to say that in like a negative sense. Just like, it's fine. And I don't think I think the album's strong because of the things that I left out of it. But there's plenty of things that like I'm like, man, that's really fucking strong for the randomness of this series. Oh, it's great stuff. Like just random vocal takes and like I'm trying to think. Okay, so what I was gonna say is Recreational Outrage 4. I don't know if it's gonna be that stuff, or if I'm just gonna do like a recreational bonus kind of album where it's like all the stuff from the first 3 albums that didn't get used, and it's just like colloquial outtakes, but for Recreational Outrage 1 through 3. I'm probably gonna do that, but I kind of like the idea too of being like, it's Recreational Outrage 4. It's like, wow, would you really use a bunch of demos that you didn't use for the 4th one? That seems a bit lazy. That same criticism. It's like, wow, that's why I'm gonna fucking do it, because that's that's the nature of the whole series. It's like, it's the thing of like, whatever reason you said you shouldn't do it, that's why you're gonna do it. Not for the sake of being like, I'm gonna be this guy that just never follows orders, but just like, if it's your comfort zone that's telling you not to do it, pushing through it is the point of the project. Not in the sense like, I'm going to steamroll through it and like, I'm not going to deal with it. It's just like, it's not something to be scared of. So it probably will be number 4. But again, being contrarian of that, like even if it doesn't follow that thing, like even if I do listen to the critic intentionally, that could be a good contrast too, because then I'm being not contrarian. I'm being contrarian to being contrarian. Is that too much? I don't know. That's why I try not to concern myself with this too much, because if I don't just do it, I just sit around and contemplate whether I'm doing whatever the fuck that shit was. Hence why I just showed you the Devin Townsend video that I just showed you, audio-wise. I hope it doesn't get copyrighted. I don't think there's any music in there, but you know. Yeah, so I ordered those before vacation. Did I mention that? Yeah, I think so. And then I came back and they were there. So, and I also ordered online. It was Beer for Dolphins Dancing, which as an album, it's great. Going back to specific songs, I like Lysal. I like Ragged Ass. It does get kind of random at the end. In terms of like a regular playlist, like in terms of the album, wouldn't change it. Same with Kedgery. I love it, but I like the bacon at the potato version more personally, because that's the first version I found though. That's another sentiment that I learned. It's like the first way that you hear something is probably how you're gonna reference it as how it should be. Hence why you have that issue with like demoitis, which I was just watching a video someone mentioned. I was like, hey, I've been getting better at that. As of the last 6 months, probably. It's been kind of new. Like 2 years ago, maybe it got better. Like, I'm fine with redoing things, but I still see the original mess up as being the definitive. Hence why I'm having trouble remixing Harry, because I'm like, well, it's going to re-render the plugins and it's going to do X, Y. Like, I think I'm going to remix Harry now that I have all this stuff, just for the sake of exercise, not because maybe it will be better. Maybe it won't. But it's a learning opportunity. That's why I'm okay with doing remixes and remasters, thus since the end of 2025, because the dilemma, I was like, oh, maybe it can be better. And maybe if it is, that's fine. I'm open-ended to that now, like currently. But now the point of like doing remixes and remasters is to give light in a new sense of the album. Like, oh, here's another way to hear it, and here's a way that it could have sounded had I known about mixing in this way back then. It's whatever. It's not like a definitive though. Like, and I'm also not for a while I was debating replacing the original mix and master of things with the new one. I'm not going to do that anymore. I haven't done that, I should say. Um, but I was almost debating doing that. Like, oh, if I remix Harry, I'll just replace the original tracks on Bandcamp, so there's only one version. Because I was like, oh, I don't like the. It's the same thing with like the music rearranging in my music app. I'm like, oh, I don't like that it changes or whatever. Like, I lost the sequence or this and that. It's like having 4 versions of an album. I don't like. But again, so is also not being able to hear the original version as it was and being able to learn from that. Hence the same way of obscuring the things that you are progressing with. If you as the person viewing this are not able to hear why I wanted to remix it, that's something I could do better on my part. I think it's good for you to be able to hear, oh, that's what the original mix sounds like. And like it would be awesome. This is more of like a I don't like remixing and putting it on the original release versus remixing and putting it on a new release. I wish I could just like give you the new mix for free or whatever mixes in the future. I just don't like having like, oh, what if I had like 60 songs in a release? Like, no. The naming is going to get all screwed up and it's just when I add notes, it's going to be like the old version and the new version. Like, it's just too much overhead. So, I really don't like that I don't want you to have to buy the new album, like the new mix. Again, all this buying stuff is just stupid. Like, I don't want to do music for money. I don't want it to be my job either, because then you have to do things in a certain way because it's your income. That's the best thing. I'm so glad that I've made the things that I love to do not my job. Not in the universe to say that I don't like my job or jobs in the past. They've been great. But they're not my outlet. Having your outlet be how your income is, I see that in a programmer's perspective as a like a crossing of the wires, if you will, like separation of concerns. If your outlet of your emotional dealing with how you live your life is constrained by that you need to release an album, well, say it's like, oh, I'm going to write how I feel into an album. People don't receive it. It's like, oh, it doesn't get sold. It's like, okay, well, I was like, I needed to say this thing. Say you say the thing and then you don't get paid. It's like, okay, maybe I'll have to change direction. It's like, then you stop being genuine because you have to pay for your thing. That means it obscures, like, it's almost like you're trading emotional availability for your career, in the sense of that, like, if they're the same one, and again, maybe some people, like, it works for them, and that's cool. And I don't mean that in like oh, if it works for you, it works for you. Like, no. Like, in the way of, like, they are able to, like, Devin, for example, like, not to say, he said before, he's like, oh, I'm not, like, a millionaire. Like, people are like, oh, you're, like, a millionaire? It's like, do you think I'm a fucking million? Like, you think I'm a millionaire? Oh, that's funny, or something like that. Like, it's awesome. He said, he's like, I'm fortunate that I can make a living doing the things that I want to do and that people appreciate it and that they fund things. Like, that would be the goal, but even then, it's still scary in that they're both hand in hand and it's two birds in one bush. It's not that you got 2 birds with 1 stone, because it's just that they're coupled. That's it. It's coupling in programming. I don't want the facets of my life to be coupled. That's why I don't like ecosystems. It's why I don't like subscriptions. It's why I don't want to only have one way of doing things. Or if it's like, oh, I can only do things in one certain way. It's like, what happens if you don't have that way? It's like, I just fucking explode and then I just, No, you have to learn how to deal with it. Like, with what you have in front of you. And that's because maybe that's why I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the ambiguity of having to learn something new, if that's the only tool available to me. Where are we at? Oh, dancing. And then Wine and Pickles. Again, now I got that one because I thought that iTunes was not as clear as Lossless. I'm so glad I got it because I have the copy and I have the booklet and stuff. But I already had that on iTunes. I had a bunch of the Keneally stuff I already had. Wingbeat Fantastic, I had that. I have like a MP3 320, I think, I got from his website. because I wanted to support him specifically. I have Wooden Smoke. I found I'm here in San Diego too, just like Keneally. I don't think he is. I think he's in Arizona. I heard. Um, nowadays, like since the pandemic or something. But Wingbeat Fantastic and Wooden Smoke I got at least I thought I got. Wait, let me see. No, Wine and Pickles and Wingbeat Fantastic. Did I get 3 there? I might have gotten 3. Oh, oof. I don't remember. I don't think Wine and Pickles was online because you can't find that on his website anymore. Dancing came in the mail from eBay. It's used. The last song has a scratch at the end, which is a bummer. I might have to re-rip it. I probably won't. It's fine. I ripped Incubus, and that has a rip too. There's a bunch of stuff in my mind that I never forget, and I'm like, I need to do that. In 2019, I wanted to build a what's it called? A pillager outpost farm in my Minecraft Bedrock survival world. I still haven't gotten around to it. There's notes in my phone for it. I don't play Minecraft Bedrock anymore. I don't have a Windows machine that would play that version of Minecraft anymore. I don't think that farm still works in modern versions. I'd have to play old versions. It still fucking bugs me that I didn't make it. That was 7 years ago. What the fuck? I maybe letting go of things is something I can work on. That'd be cool, don't you think? Hence being able to sell things like we talked about earlier. Okay. Wooden Smoke, yeah. And then I have Scambot 2, the double one, which I already had. I had iTunes, Scambot 2, and then I had Inkling from Bandcamp because he released that in like 2023. I fucking love Inkling. I love Scambot 2. Dare I say I love Inkling more? Not in the sense of that I say it's a better album, in the whatever objective means. Like, my subjective opinion of what objective means for other people, like Scambot 2, they probably pick. But I love the mood of Inkling. It's so fun and like bubbly and and then like the contrast is off the walls. I love Cram. That inspired Carpincho. Carpincho, 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 Wasserschwein. That was from a meme, by the way. Maybe I can include that on. That'd be cool. There's a version of the artwork that I found. I found a higher resolution of the capybara from Carpincho that I end up using a image background removal tool. I kind of want to include that on the disc artwork for Recreational Outrage 3. I don't have it now because my hair is long, but I ended up getting the like the Gen Z, Gen Alpha. Hey, I've been. Yeah, bro. Look at this. Look at this progress that's like fucking built now. Fuck yeah. I'm getting better, okay? I've been eating a lot more protein and it's been helping a lot. And I don't actively lift, but it's getting better. I'm not as much of like I don't mean this in a negative sense. I was gonna say dweeb. I wouldn't classify myself as a dweeb. Like I'm a runner and like I'm not really chronically online. Like that's not a jab, I promise. That's just my internal representation of what a dweeb would be. And I swear I'm not trying to be critical. I promise. This is please, don't, I'm trying to be endearing, okay? My idea of a dweeb would be like at home online on Reddit, only watches anime, doesn't exercise, very pale. I'm not quite that. I'm just weird. You know what I mean? Like I'm just weird and I do funky stuff and I'm like, I don't talk to anybody. Well, I talk to people now. I'm like bubbly in person, but like I don't have like a social life yet. I'm working on that. As you can probably tell by all this time I spend making music. But again, I'm trying to work on that because there's other stuff which I could probably talk about later, again, in the future, once there's a progress in that regard, which I hinted to earlier. Yeah. But like, yeah, I don't have as much of a dweeb build as I did. What's that noise? Is that my stomach? I'm hungry. I might have to pause. I don't think you can pause this. Let me see. I'll be right back. Can I pause? I don't think so. I'll be right back. Can I mute this? I just said, I don't know if you can hear me, but now you can, I hope. Okay. What's the dealio here? That's my new saying. What's the dealio, bro dog? Same with the vibe coding. I like to say that as a verb. It's like, I think we can vibe code this. Like, it could be anything. It'd be like, let's make this song. Like, let's make this song. Let's do X, Y, Z. Okay. After Scambot 2, I have Nonkertomp, which I listened to a lot. I hadn't listened to it. It was too big for me when I first tried to listen to it in like 2021. It was around Evidence of Humanity time, I think. It was too big for me. I was like, I didn't get it. Now I fucking love Nonkertomp. I'm talking about Mike Keneally again, just to make this clear. For whoever's just now joining or listening or things. Nonkertomp very much inspired a lot of recreational outrage too. It's when I got the keyboard, which again I'm trying to just like bite the bullet and do more things for myself. And dude, I can't believe I'm talking about my inner world right now online live. This would be making me anxious before. This is awesome. Okay. Because doing this in of itself would have been hard before. Has been hard before. So this is awesome, and it's live. Oh my god. There's a stream delay, but that's just, you gotta be careful, you know. I guess. Yeah, Nonkertomp, that was awesome. I got a dog. I ordered it from him, and then I went to a local used place, and I happened to see it, and it's the DVD edition, which is out of stock on his website, and it goes for a lot of money on eBay. And I was like, oh my god. And it was like 10, 15 bucks or something. I was like, I'm gonna fucking get it. Even though I literally just bought Dog from him, the standard edition. And I was like, dude, I need to get the DVD edition. DVD edition. DVD. And then I found the original mix of Sluggo at that same store. And I was like, oh my god. It's probably just because it's local in San Diego or something. I don't know. I ended up finding it somewhere else too. Just like, dude, should I just get all the original mix Sluggos? But again, I already have the iTunes download when I first got it in 2021. I already have the deluxe edition, which already has both mixes in it. And then I ended up buying the OG release Sluggo that I just literally just said about. I don't need to get a third version, a third physical of Sluggo. That would be 4 versions of Sluggo that I purchased. I'd love that album enough to do that, but I'm like, dude, I can't just be buying things because I've loved the album so much. I want to do that. If I could just keep buying Sluggo over and over, I fucking would. If I had to pick between Sluggo and Empath, what a fucking pick. If I had to pick. Because I love them for different reasons. Ooh, this is a hot take. Because my mind, I feel. I'm talking about the 2013 mix, maybe. I haven't listened to the original mix too much. Okay, I'm just going to say it. I guess I would pick Sluggo. And I really fucking love Empath. And this is not conclusive. This is probably me just in the moment. Maybe it fluctuates by day. Sluggo is such an album. Such an album. Big, great influence for me. Empath, very much too. And it helps me. Empath helps me. Sluggo influenced me. Empath still influences me, but Sluggo is like, it feels like it's something I can do currently. Like right now, like I can't compose in the way that Empath is, or use the DAW in the sense of the clarity of the depth that Empath goes. Like I'm not to the extent of being able to make something like Empath. So Sluggo, it feels like something like, oh, I see what happens there. It's like, oh, I hear this. Like, I love Exhuming and Voyage to Manhood. And, oh my gosh, it's awesome. I love Sluggo so much. So much reminds me of 2021 and my first attempt at college. I'm going to say my first attempt because I've been feeling like people have been like, oh, are you in college? I'm like, not anymore now. And like, are you in college now? I'm like, no. And then someone else like, oh, like, why aren't you in college? I'm like, oh. And then it's like, oh, like, I think you do like really good at it. And I'm like, it just hasn't worked thus far. But I think it's just because I was doing it for the wrong reasons. Again, I could dive deeper. I will go in there in a future moment. Okay, Dog with the DVD. Sluggo, the original mix. Scambot 1 Deluxe Edition. I ended up finding Scambot 1 on eBay, the CD, again. I got it because I already have the iTunes download. I ended up getting Scambot 1, the regular edition on eBay. It was a great deal. It was like $6. And I was like, oh my god, I'm getting it. And I'm really glad I got it. And then I found, I got at his show. I went to the Baked Potato up in Studio City. Oh, I've been there twice now, I think. Twice? Three times? I think twice. No, is it, I think it's twice. Or is it 3 times? Oh, man. I'll have to go through pictures. I think I've been 3 times to studios, to the Baked Potato. No. Let's stick with 2 for now. One time I went with my dad, and then one time I went with my cousin. I don't think he liked Keneally, which I told him, I was like, oh, you might want to like check out the music before we go. And then he's like, oh, I'll try it. And I'm like, okay. And then we went, and then I was like, oh, how'd you like it? He's like, it wasn't what I expected. I was like, yeah, it wasn't what I expected either, and that's why I love it. And I'm saying, like, again, it's not for everybody. My music is not for everybody. I'm just saying, not all music is for everybody. I get that. I love that. It's a beautiful thing. But at the show, I got the deluxe edition of Scambot 1 that has the bonus disc. Okay, now we're going up. I got at the same show. I got Universal Provide. I didn't listen to it until maybe 2 months ago because the show was in like February when we went that most recent time. And it was in like May that I listened to Universal Provide. I just wasn't in the headspace of being like, I'm open to this music. That's a new thing I've been trying to do, which has been awesome. Listen to yourself. If you're not ready to listen to an album, don't listen to it. Because much like I mentioned before, the first time you listen to something, it's going to kind of taint the rest of your experience with it. Like, if you're in a bad mood and you're like, I just want to listen to new music, I'm tired of this, like, maybe you just need to mix it up and not listen to music or go do something else. Don't try and force, like, oh, I'm bored with music, I'm going to listen to it. Like, Argh. If you're, like, curious, like, oh, I want to check out this album, that's a great time to listen to it. So that's what I did. I'm so glad I did. And I only haven't come back to it because I just haven't ripped it to my computer yet for whatever reason. I've just been busy doing my own music or work or vacations or and again, I'm fine with that. Like it's just things take time. And then I went to a store and got there was a CD I just got it's Life in the Fat Lane. And then the Green Album by I can't remember the band. I just was looking I bought 3 CDs based on how they looked, which is new for me. Not that I haven't done that in the past, per se. I don't think. I mean, like, I've tried that a few times. I mean, like, I've been listening to artists I knew. Like, I knew people love Zappa. I knew Keneally loved Zappa. I hadn't listened to his music yet until Jazz from Hell. I just got it based on, like, I knew that Keneally is inspired by him. I hear much of, like, the few moments of Zappa I had heard. I was like, oh, I definitely hear Keneally in that. And it's the other way around, but yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm probably going to like this. I'm just going to buy it. And it was an artist that I knew of. The thing is that I've been trying to do more instances of I'm going to listen to this thing because it looks interesting or it might be interesting or the new one that I tried the other day, which I have yet to I'm not in the headspace right now for it, which I just mentioned, but I want to like just listen to like the tops music right now because I haven't listened to popular music since probably like 2016 or something. I just don't keep up with anything. Like I know of songs and people are like, "Oh, do you know this song?" And then I go check it out. I'm like, "Oh yeah." But I'm not like actively it's like it's almost like work for me to get to know stuff in the now. I'm like, dude, like this is like I watched like a Sabrina Carpenter like video. It's like the one like where she's on the truck or something. And I was like, dude, there's just so much editing and like the mix is just like so robotic and it's clean. It's like it's done really well. But it's just like I'm not interested. I want to learn to be interested. That's the thing, is that like the biggest thing that I've had lately, and my friend said that this is very open minded of me, but my thing for getting into new music has been like somebody is interested in this. I want to learn why they're interested in it and be able to onboard that experience of the music. I think I've written about this maybe somewhere, or maybe it's in one of my podcasts or something, but like the idea of like Adam Neely has mentioned in one of his videos that like music is musicked in a certain way. Like if you don't like how something sounds, like maybe it's because you listen to it in a different setting or with different kinds of people, or maybe it's at a party, or maybe it's with headphones on, maybe it's in the dark, maybe I'm just thinking of things right now. Like I think that's kind of the ideas he was mentioning. Or maybe it's like in a certain headspace or with certain emotions, or like if you listen to music that makes you sit with your anger and you don't like sitting with anger, you're probably not going to like the music that sounds angry. So that's the kind of stuff, like I was asking this question a lot and of people, which it's just a question. I was just curious. It's not trying to project or anything. Like it's like, "Oh, why do you like the music you like?" And they're like, "Well, I just like it. Like why does it have to be a reason or whatever?" And I was like, "No, I'm just curious. Like here's why I like the music I like." And they're like, "Oh, why do I have to know? Like why do I just like it?" It's like, "Okay, like that's fine." I'm just curious about that kind of stuff because I'm like, "Oh, like I want to be able to like certain kinds of music. Like just because I'm not currently liking it doesn't mean that I'm not able to." From what I would recently have gathered, like I didn't used to be like this either. From what I learned from other people, okay, I can go a tangent on this. People, I'll try and make it concise. People saying that, oh, this album is bad, this album's good. I took that as an objective thing. Even again, objective is not true; it's just subjective. But, like I then internalized like, oh, that means that that album is something I should avoid because it's not good. It wasn't like me taking it from the perspective of, oh, this person doesn't like this kind of music, so they are avoiding it because they don't click with it because of what they are capable or not yet capable of. And again, they might not even perceive that they are yet capable of it. That's also a different facet of it. Um, so, so, like for me, that's what I recently gathered. It's like, well, why can't, what's making me not be able to like this music? Like the person that made it liked it. What do they like about it? What is it that they're in? What's their perspective that they like what they made? And that's the thing. And that's the weird thing about my music too, is that I feel like the stuff that I don't like that I make, that's why I have to sit with it and that's why I have to release it and not judge it because I can learn something from it. It's a tool to be able to learn about the things that you don't like. Like why don't I like this avant-garde experimental like the song that I just made Sleepy Time that I just released? It's very uncomfortable. I mean the mix is kind of bad because of the EQ thing or whatever. Like there's quote unquote objective things that could be better with it, whatever. Fine. But again, from the place of the EQ that I was listening to or the experience that I had, like there's things that were in the way based on the timeline that it was on, that it was made in, whatever. The subjective experience of when it was made influenced the objective ability of it being able to speak for itself. Fine. But like I literally like I sat down at night and I just like made that song and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit down and make a song and it's just gonna be this thing. And then I just like went hog wild with it and I was like, I at no point was it like, oh, this is cool. I'm gonna keep going this avenue. It was like, no, I'm just like mindlessly doing. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm not usually in that state. Like it's kind of a very far removed state. I think it was at the end of like a weekend day, and I was like tired, and I was like, you know what? I just whatever brain that was like this critical or like wants things to be good or be bad, like that headspace was just not there. So it allowed that thing to be fostered. So if I intentionally wanted to, again, if I intentionally wanted to make a song like that, I probably couldn't. It would come across as disingenuous or something. That's the thing that I love about what I do currently, because it's just always changing. Is that like the music comes from the certain headspace you're in, and that's the kind of thing that I'm learning about. It's like the kind of mood I'm in, or the kind of food I ate, or the kind of things I didn't get to do for the weekend that made me mad, or like, oh, the boundaries that were crossed, or like the emotion that I'm in. It's like all of that influences the entire process. And like that's why it's interesting about like trying to filter an album based on certain experiences. It's like if you have only a happy album or only an album about a love story or like to me the top down stuff is kind of challenging. Again, I'm trying to get better at that because I very much like the songs with song form. I very much want to do more stuff like that because I do like straightforward songs. Please, like that's the thing is that like I want to be able to show stuff to people that they're like, "Oh, I see, I understand your music ability. I understand your ear. I get how you can hear musical things." Like it's just that the headspace that I tend to be in where I make a lot of this stuff is not it doesn't point towards that kind of productive music per se. And I don't mean that in the sense of like how I feel. Like everything I do is productive. Everything I do is growth. Like not like everything I do is growth. Everything. No, like I see everything I do as value because it's representative of the state I'm in, which is something I can learn from. And I just want to be able to show people the facet of here's what it sounds like when I do something that it took a lot of time to procure or like improve or whatever, like intentional. I want to get better at intentional music because it used to feel I didn't like intentional music for the longest time, and this is new for me. That's why I'm getting in a song form. The issue against intentional music is no longer there. My previous klishta about music was that I didn't like intentional music because I thought it was for a certain reason. Like, I'm going to make a song that has song form or about love because it attracts people to listen to it. Because it's like, oh, I want people to hear my music because I'm like, I need validation or whatever. Like, I need people to hear this or do that. Or like, it's like I had this negative connotation about doing things in an intentional way for some reason. And now I'm like, okay, again, much like the computer about being an Apple user, It's just a tool. If it works for you, it works for you. And song form is just a tool. Much like music theory is not a law, the podcast I did, song form is just a tool. Lyrics are just a tool. Things being straightforward, it's just a way of representing a certain mindset or a certain mood you're in or a certain set of goals you have or the way you feel about someone or a bunch of stuff like that, you know? So, like, it doesn't have to be like that all the time. It's just, that's what I perceived it was. It's like, oh, you need to make normal music because that's the way that things are or whatever. It's like, oh, this is what music sounds like. And I just was like, well, I want to find out what's the edge of it. And I guess that's back to the music. Okay, there's the double disc for dog. At that same store, Ryuichi Sakamoto Heartbeat. I know that Marco loves him. Rest in peace, Ryuichi. Because well, he's talked about that he like is very influential to him. So like by the name of like, okay, I know Marco loves him, and I love Marco's music, so I'm gonna give this a try, and it is really good. I've only listened to it like a few times, and I think it'll be something I'll come back to. It's much like Sonata Arctica. It's just I'm trying new things now. I don't need my music that I have to be something that I love. I don't need to love everything in my library. It used to be that I would like listen, like, oh, do I want to add that? Is it exactly what I love? Okay, now I'll add it because I know it's something that I always want to listen to, or will always want to listen to, or want to listen to now. Now I'm getting things I'm like, okay, maybe in the future I will want to listen to that, aka universe will provide. I hadn't really listened to much orchestral stuff other than like Empath or like I listened, I've heard it, I've listened to it, I've enjoyed it, but it's not anything I've had in my music listening prowess or in my library like Symphony X. Like that was a big thing for me. It's like, okay, it's metal with a symphony like counterpart. I know it's synths and stuff, and that's a cool thing. I'm glad that they do it with synths. I like the proggy aspect of it. It being a bridge into classical was cool for me. Or orchestral rather. And then the Moth, that's been great too because it's like the big, bombastic, verbose, like no reservations. It's great. I've listened to the Moth a lot, and I need to listen to it with the new EQ because I think that changes it a lot. I didn't like the mix, but again, I know it's on Atmos, and it sounds good on the stereo. It sounds very flat to me, like not much dynamics. I know that's tend to be usual with Dev and stuff, like it's very compressed. I'm gonna give it more tries. I still love it. I'm glad I got the 4-disc set because I needed the Blu-ray. I wanted it. I was like, again, regardless of whether I love it or not, I need to have this because I love Devin and everything he does and what he represents for me. I need to support him and buy this. I don't care that it's not the perfect album, and that's the case for every album. I'm not saying like, I mean that as a compliment. Like, it's such a good thing that it's not even my cup of tea and I need to have it. Not my cup of tea yet. That's the thing. It's like, it wasn't even my cup of tea yet. And I was like, I need to have it because I know it's so good and I need to want to have I know I will want to have it in the future and I might as well just have it now. Does that make sense? Like, I'm gonna love it. I know I'm gonna love it. Even if it's not my tea now. Or wasn't yet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that in a negative. It's hard to present that. And then I found one that was called Psychedelic Breakfast. Great stuff. I didn't realize that that's what that was. Like Aristocrats is very much. I love Aristocrats. For the longest time, they were my favorite band, and they still are. It's just currently there's a bunch of stuff. Like it went Aristocrats, and then I forgot that my hand was here. So what the fuck was that? Dongle. One sec. I love it, man. Yeah, super cool. I wanted to put this on my new guitar, but I didn't. I haven't bitten the bullet to do it. I kind of just want to do it right on the front. Just fucking do it, cause I love Keneally. Yeah, I started buying a lot of stuff on eBay. It's fucking awesome. I love strapping so fucking much. That's the thing is that like a lot of these bands I fucking love and they're so influential to me. Like, yeah, if I had to pick strapping or sluggo, I guess I would pick sluggo. I don't know. That's a big statement. I will reserve that for later. That is a very inconclusive statement, but that's the first thing that came to my mind. Sluggo is very fucking far up on my list. It's awesome. And the mix is fucking awesome on it. But when you're fucking like down in the dumps and you're like, okay, when I'm anxious and I feel like I'm like stuck, City is there. Wait, no. When I'm angry, City is there. SYL City. Strapping Young Lad City. When I just feel like being angry and obtuse and like young 20 dude that's just angry. Hey. Do you want to sing for this? Hear my guitars? Do you hear? Come here. Excuse you, don't bark on that. What? Yeah, we got the dog and she has the zoomies. Her name's Pepper, by the way. She's awesome. Best dog. Okay, what's after? Psychedelic. Oh, I got Team Nico. I ordered that from online. From Digger's Factory. That's where Marco does his CDs. Groove Collective. I got that, and alongside Hot Rats, which I need to listen to more. Let me go check real quick, actually. Sorry, I'll be right back. some play a little bit, even though this is just a super cursed setup. I can't even see it. Fuck. Damn it. Where am I at? What the hell? Come on. I totally go out of the frame? No! Ooh, yeah, that works cool. Ow. Oh, it was sitting right on my leg. Fudgesicles. Do I need to do this? I wish I could just, like, hold you here. Oh, I guess I could. Let's try this. This is so cursed. I could just fucking plug you in, but I'm not going to because I have to change the stream, and I don't want to do that. Sorry, I'm trying to like watch the stream and do this at the same time. This is kind of cursed. This is so cursed. Wow, that was a good major chord, actually. Wow. Need to screenshot that. That's the That's the artwork right there. Hey, oh, you're back. Okay, maybe I'll wrap this up. I could keep talking, but she's excited, so. This was fun. Please feel free to leave any comments. This was fun. Please feel free to leave any comments. This was fun. What am I talking about? Okay. See you next time. This was... There is a episode 6. I just haven't posted it yet, so this is intentionally 7.